Alright, so it's the new year. We're all looking to achieve some type of goal, and I know that it comes up a lot, especially around the new year, that people want to look to lose weight. Now, I see a lot of bad advice out there on how to lose weight, which is why you see a lot of yo-yoing happen. In fact, maybe this has happened to you before in the past, which is why you're wondering exactly how it is that you do lose weight. So I'm going to be going over 10 different steps, like super easy steps that actually work and that I do with my clients that you can implement into your life in order to achieve the weight loss goals that you're looking for this year. Okay, for those of you who don't know who I am or who are new to my channel, my name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist. My passion is everything nutrition and wellness. Right, now straight to what we're here to talk about. How do you lose weight and how do you make it so that it's healthy, it's sustainable, so that you don't yo-yo diet? I mean, this is a big topic. Just look at how many searches there are when you go into the Google searches on how many different strategies there are to lose weight. Why is there not just one answer? A lot of these different trends that will come up on how to lose weight really capitalize on different mechanisms without the body that either will cause your body to lose water really quickly, which is called the diuretic type of phenomenon, which causes your body to technically lose weight, but you're not really losing any fat, which is what you're looking for. You want to lose fat, not just water, because that can come back right away. When I talk about weight loss, I'm talking about fat loss, and fat loss is real weight loss. I'm gonna start with the first major tip that really goes against a lot of nutrition advice, but it's to not count calories. Counting calories is not sustainable. Have you ever tried counting calories? I'm a nutritionist, I've done it. When I was in nutrition school, we had to count calories for ourselves, and it was so difficult. You're probably not doing it right anyway because it's really hard to track exactly what you're eating. In order to be accurate with that, then you'd have to bring a scale around with you at all times, and that's just not reasonable. That's not something that most people would do or should do. It's not a right way to live, and you don't need to count calories in order to lose weight. So that's the first tip. Don't count calories. Now the second tip that I have is actually kind of crazy how well this works, and it's to add 1 to 2 cups of veggies to each of your meals. And I mean non-starchy veggies. So we're talking about leafy greens, Brussels sprouts, cruciferous veggies, all of those fun things that I'll have pictured all along here. But what this does is it increases your fiber intake. And in order to turn off hunger hormones, which is really what you need in order to achieve weight loss, you need to have fiber, fat, and protein. Now, most people are really lacking in fiber, so this is an easy way, an easy hack to add in more fiber without you really even changing what you're eating in the first place. So you could add spinach to your smoothies. You could add broccoli as a side dish to whatever lunch you're having, or some sauteed Brussels sprouts. Just make sure it's 1 to 2 cups of veggies for each of those meals, and that'll help to increase the fiber so that you decrease hunger hormones and achieve fat loss, not just water weight. Now the third, don't use artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners were originally created as a way of not having calories so that you can have the sweetness but not have the calories that was assumed was causing the weight gain. But there's actually studies that are showing that artificial sweeteners are causing weight gain and also tumors and a whole bunch of other scary things. So don't do artificial sweeteners. Now on that note of sweeteners, sugar still is a big problem. Most people are extremely addicted to sugar, and sugar causes really massive spikes in insulin, which is our storing hormone. One really easy way that you can reduce your sugar intake, for tip number 4, is to take any sugar out of your morning coffee. And I have a really great hack for this, and it's to try keto coffee. I'll have it linked, I think it's up here, I always forget. But I have a really amazing, actually a few really tasty coffee recipes that you can have that don't require any sugar, go over all the health benefits of it, and it's frothy and amazing. It's called keto coffee. Doesn't actually have anything to do with the keto diet. I explain it in the video. You just need to start having it. This will help you tap into your fat burning mechanisms really efficiently. In fact, this is something that a lot of my A&P peeps, those who are following my 21-day intermittent fasting program, are utilizing every day, and they don't miss the sugar in their coffee and they're losing weight. So this is a really great swap in order to help to achieve that fat loss that you're looking for. Okay, tip number 5, this one really goes back to my college days, where I remember a lot of my roommates, whenever they would try to lose weight before like spring break, they would always say, I'm all or nothing, I'm all or nothing. I'm either doing it all or I'm binging. And you'll see this when people are doing something like eating really clean all the time, where instead of having, if they crave a cookie, they make a gluten-free, grain-free, whatever type of cookie. And not that there's a problem with that, but if you have this all or nothing mentality, then when you decide to not be on your diet protocol or your clean eating protocol or whatever it is, then that causes you to be at risk for binge eating. And binge eating is a major problem for yo-yo dieting, as well as just for health in general. You don't want to be a binge eater. That's why what I recommend instead is to make sure that you have one day a week where you plan on eating something that's maybe not necessarily in line with your physical goals, with your wellness goals, but it makes you emotionally happy. Now, some people may call this a cheat day. I call it a treat day because I don't see it as cheating from your type of wellness goals. I see it as just being part of life, and that's what it is. So for me, my treat day usually involves having some type of pasta or pizza. There's even studies to back this up that this helps people to maintain their weight loss goals longer and for more long term. So there's a study where they had people who stuck to a strict diet versus those who were allowed one scheduled day a week where they would have a treat. Now, that's the key thing, scheduling one day in a week. Because for the people, what they found, for the people who didn't schedule in one day a week and tried to really stick to just clean eating, they ended up getting into these binge cycles because they would be so wrapped up in thinking that they could never have something, that when they did have something, they would binge it. So instead, if you schedule one day a week, I mean, one meal a week is not going to destroy your health goals, your wellness goals, your weight loss goals. But what it does is it helps you to know that you aren't cutting something out of your life. You're just scheduling it for one certain day a week. Number 6, something I'm really passionate about, and this is sleep. Get more sleep. Most people are not getting enough sleep or good enough sleep. So you want to get deep sleep. That's the key here, because in that deep sleep is where you get that rest and restore action. And if you don't have that, you wake up the next morning with increased ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, which causes you to crave sugary things, and that leads it to making it impossible to say no to that cookie or whatever it is that you may have, or I don't know, some type of different sweetened latte. Plus, when you don't get good sleep, the next day you also have increased inflammation, which causes you to feel puffy too. And on top of that, you get increased cortisol, which increased cortisol leads directly to weight gain around the belly. So aim to get more sleep. I also have tips on this, on what you can do to achieve more sleep. Again, I forget where it pops up, but you can check it out right here. Now, this next one is another myth buster. So tip number 7 is to not do excessive cardio and instead walk. Now, I have done podcasts about this, I've done blog posts about this, I've done YouTube videos about this, but this is where I personally saw some of the biggest changes in my physique. I used to train for marathons, triathlons, I was always running, and I noticed that I was getting some weight gain as well as anxiety, but that's a different story. I was getting this weight gain around my belly, which for me, that is not where I gain weight. So it was really weird, and when I finally decreased the amount of cardio I was doing and increased the amount of walking I was doing instead, and not power walking, just getting outside and walking, that helped to make it so that I lost that belly fat without doing any other changes. The reason why this happens is if you're doing a lot of cardio, that raises your cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone. And remember, that high stress hormone causes your body to gain weight around the belly. So not that all running is bad, but we don't want to get in the state of excessive running. So just, 3 to 4 times per week max, that's really all you need if you are going to run, but you don't need to run to lose weight. I know that's the first thing people think of when it comes to weight loss is they gotta go run, but you don't have to. Just get outside, get walking. Tip number 8. Now this one is also very important. All of these are important. I should preface that. But this one is especially important because when we are trying to lose weight, we tend to think that we need to eat less and deprive ourselves and restrict ourselves. But something happens with our hormones when we do this. When we eat less than what our body needs, our body starts to think that it's starving. And as a result, we know decreases BMR, our basal metabolic rate. So that means that we burn less calories at rest. It also makes it so that it increases our ghrelin, which is our hunger hormone, which makes it so that we crave sugary foods. Now instead, it's really important to eat until satiated. And in order, like I mentioned in the beginning, in order to achieve that satiation, which means eating until you're satisfied, you need protein, fat, and fiber. Now I have a lot of recipes on these in my intermittent fasting program, on my blog, even on my YouTube videos. videos, so make sure that you check those out. I have them linked in the description. But if you eat with these 3 things in mind and high quality foods and eat until you're actually satisfied, that'll make it so you snack less and so you actually stay in fat burning mode longer. Okay, number 9. Tip number 9. Now I've seen a huge trend of a lot of people packing healthy protein bars in their bags or their gym bags or whatever as like an emergency just in case, or even as like a staple now. I don't know when protein bars got really popular, but if you look at the ingredients of these, even some of the quote unquote healthier ones, tapioca syrup is listed as the first ingredient, brown rice syrup, date syrup, all of these syrups are just sugar. And we get deceived into thinking that these protein bars are healthy. These bars don't contain the nutrition that we need in order to stay satisfied. Instead, it makes it so that we have these crazy spikes and falls in our insulin, so we're always hungry and we're in storing mode. Now, this is something that a lot of my clients have done where they cut having their protein bars, even if it was like a healthy protein bar. And what they found is that they were getting less bloated. So I talk a lot about this in different videos. You can check out my intro to my channel playlist, and that one has a lot of those videos of how this can lead to bloating. So they were able to reduce their bloating significantly, and they felt more energized, and they weren't as hungry. And it was all by cutting out these protein bars that are supposed to be like weight loss aids, but they actually really do the exact opposite. So instead, if you are eating until satiated, you shouldn't really need too many snacks between your meals. But if you do want to snack, always sticking to the most whole natural source not only is more nutrient dense for you, but also contains less sugar, less preservatives, less artificial sweeteners, all these things that we know cause weight gain. So even if you wanted something like apple and peanut butter, chia seed pudding, those are tried and true types of healthier snacks that if you are going to have a snack are much better than having a protein bar, especially when it comes to your weight loss goals and energy levels, actually, for that matter. All right, last tip number 10. Tip number 10 is to utilize the amazing healing tools of intermittent fasting. I have a lot of videos on this as well. So make sure you start off with the 7 beginner intermittent fasting tips. If you have no idea what intermittent fasting is or what the benefits are or how it works, I have an intermittent fasting 101 video as well, full playlist of these. So this is also a really important topic. Intermittent fasting helps to increase your gut health. So it does this by decreasing gut inflammation, healing the lining, helping to produce healthy gut bacteria so that it does reduce your bloating. A lot of people that I've worked with have used intermittent fasting, and it's really helped them achieve a lot of especially weight loss goals, but also just health goals in general. So this is a whole topic in itself that I've done a lot of videos on. Make sure you check them out because this one is seriously icing on the cake, on the metaphorical, not cake, because we're talking about weight loss, but it's icing on the cake when it comes to weight loss. That wraps it up for the 10 tips and 10 huge, amazing strategies that work better than just counting calories. So these are things that'll actually help you to increase your energy, feel good, and to enter 2019 just rocking it. So let me know in the comments below which of these strategies you're most excited to try out. I want to hear what you're going to implement for 2019 and how you can start your year off on the right foot and achieve your wellness goals and feel good going into 2019. All right guys, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps to support my channel so that I can keep giving you guys this information so that you can keep achieving your wellness dreams. Remember, I come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So make sure you subscribe so that you can stay in the loop and always be informed when I have my next video coming out. All right, until next time guys, bye.